Well, welcome to the Johnny and Jimmy program, everyone.
All right. Oh man. Yeah. Sorry about that. A little froggy there in the throat. Uh, Been kind of an eventful few days. Just getting back into to work after the weekend or after the Christmas 3 day stretch.
Yeah,
It was not too bad, but I got kind of used to sitting around doing a whole lot of nothing, and now I'm back to work, so that kind of stinks.
that's
Um,
good.
but anyhow, we have some stuff that we need to get into tonight. If we have time, there's something that I may want us to get into. Um, but
So,
first, yeah,
no, go ahead.
I was going to say, first and foremost, Jim, we've just found out about a half hour ago, um, maybe little under an hour ago now,
Yes.
that the 39th president of the United States, of course, Jimmy Carter, has passed away. Uh, I think the first president that my mom voted for was Jimmy Carter. I think
Damn.
that's probably how long ago that was.
Holy shit.
Oh, but I didn't know very much about him other than the fact that wasn't he like a peanut farmer or some shit?
Yeah,
Peanut farmer in Georgia.
yeah.
Damn. I think we got to get like a corn farmer in there next. Like after Trump and possibly JD Vance. Like who follows him? Like do we have like an alligator wrestler running for president at that point?
I'd be interested to hear what an alligator wrestler's policies are.
Okay, if you could have any occupation like other than a politician in 2028, if they just show up on the if they just show up on the ballot, like who would you like? Would you vote for a lunch lady? Like what's the extent of occupation you'd vote for?
Mm, uh,
Well, I guess you don't vote, so this isn't fair.
well, it's not that. It's just that this is like a random.
Well, because he's just because like Tim Walz was just a teacher, and like he became the governor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a guy. Like I don't know. Could a YouTuber become president at this point?
No, no. That's where I draw the line. I don't want a YouTuber as president.
You don't think a YouTuber just couldn't start campaigning on their own channel,
They
completely crowd-funded,
they
and
probably shouldn't run as a YouTuber. They should probably run as themselves because if you run as like the whole YouTuber thing, I personally don't. I, no, you know what? Screw it. The YouTuber's fine. If it's a Twitch streamer, I don't want it. Twitch streamers are dipshits. They're dumb. Like Hassan Piker is a prime example of just dipshittery.
if Destiny ran for senator, if he ran as for a Nebraska Senate position, uh,
You would tell us about the 5 holes.
well, because the thing is, that's like the newest thing now is that like Matt Walsh is going to run for senator of Tennessee. Kane, the retired pro wrestler, is going to run for governor of Tennessee. So it kind
Okay,
of
so I get maybe you can fill me on this. What is it with like wrestlers eventually just getting into like politics? Like I like is it a publicity thing or is that like par for the course?
I don't know. I guess it's because they're well traveled. That they have a lot of connections. They experience a lot of different cultures. They kind of see the world from a different place. I'm not really sure because obviously, I mean, the most notable is Jesse Ventura,
Yeah.
and then Kane. There are some other There are some other wrestlers that have been local. Nobody really of note that you would know necessarily. This guy named Tatanka. He was a Native American wrestler. He's down in Florida, and I believe he's like the he was like city councilman of Seminole, Florida, or something for a couple of years. Like, I don't know how these guys do it. I guess
Yeah.
they just go off of their popularity, and then they become like, okay, you know who I would be really afraid of?
Who?
I'm not too afraid that Donald Trump wants to be buddies with Elon. I would be really afraid though if like okay, maybe not Kamala Harris, but like if Gavin Newsom somehow became president and then he
Or
was all buddy buddy with Mr. Beast.
or
I
AOC.
oh AO, give me a break. Okay, yeah, AOC's the VP,
Oh Christ.
and then Mr. Beast is like the new Elon Musk of the Democrats.
At least when they implement communism, we can have the Beast Games. And you'll hear Mr. Beast going like, the winner of today's game will get 2 bags of potatoes, and you don't know which one is rotten and which one isn't.
Oh, and the bags of potatoes are using to beat them with, and the one that doesn't die keeps the potatoes.
Yeah. Little Timmy has a concussion and an eye dripping out of his head,
Do
but
you
he's got the
remember when
bag
we
of...
looked at Roseanne Pansino talking about how awful those Beast games were?
Yeah, I remember
Holy
when that
shit.
was... I know that there's been stuff on YouTube that's like updated the whole Mr. Beast thing. There's also been an update about I don't know if you're familiar with him, but there's been an update with Billy Mitchell.
Oh, okay.
So the guy that he was trying to sue in Australia, Carl Jobs, it kind of looks like that lawsuit between the two of them is coming to an end, and Billy Mitchell's tirade's coming to an end too. And Billy, if you come across this video somehow, please, by all means, file a fucking lawsuit. You're gonna have no, when Carl countersues you, you're gonna need that money, boy. And I just won't show up to court. I don't care. Send the authorities to pick me up. I'm sorry
Well,
that
and for the people who aren't aware of everything going on with Billy Mitchell and Carl Jobst, sorry. I believe that we have like briefly discussed this before, but I don't know how deeply we got into it.
So to give quick context into who Billy Mitchell is, for those who may not know, Billy Mitchell is a man who he's basically a fraudster, and he's a liar. He's claimed to have records in Donkey Kong, like the arcade machine, and various other stuff. But Donkey Kong was his primary claim to fame. And there was this whole like breakdown that people did that proved that he was a cheater. And at one point, he drove a man to basically kill themselves, which is a whole another screwed up thing. But effectively, Carl was like, Carl. This is what Carl does. Carl exposes people in speed runs who cheat, people who do fraudulent stuff within gaming. Another person that he exposed that got a lot of traction was the completionist, and there's more stuff coming out about him. But Billy Mitchell was like the linchpin of all of that.
There's a lot to unpack here. So, unlike most of the locals that we talk about, like Stuttering John, like our buddy Boogie, we could also discuss Keemstar a lot in the same way. The different people that we look at. Billy Mitchell is a very different animal. He's not a locale in the sense that he's full of shit and easy to mock. He's kind of a dangerous guy
because he was able to fool people into this lie that he was this successful guy. He got himself into the Guinness Book of World Records. At one point, he was considered like the video gamer of like the century. All of this other like horse shit that is just coming out to not be true. But it looks like that it's all coming to an end, and Billy Mitchell's world is crumbling. The thing that really exposed Billy the most was when it came to the Donkey Kong stuff. um when the boards were switched out, he didn't have the original board.
Oh,
Was
okay. So was it like some type of?
It was like since it wasn't the original board and he's trying to set a record for the game with the original board, it doesn't count. That's like if I said that I'm
Was it some kind of emulator or something? I'm
well,
imagining.
yeah, the board basically how it works is that the board emulates, like once you get the board hooked up to the machine, it emulates it to the screen.
Oh, okay.
And you design boards differently for different things, and that's how they used to do it. And Billy did not use the original board, and there was a board that was swamped. I believe his control setup, I believe, was not also accurate to what the machine had. There was a lot of discrepancies within that. Long story short, Billy Mitchell's lies are catching up with him, and his attempts to try to silence everyone who's come at him is just, it's all coming to a close. And it looks like if things go properly, Carl, I hope, countersues the fuck out of him.
And what about these people you said that took their lives because of Billy Mitchell? What
So there was
happened?
one, it was a YouTuber named Apollo Legend who was covering stuff around Billy Mitchell's category. And Billy Mitchell like put so much pressure on the guy that it just put him, with the lawsuits and everything. Because if you look at what Carl's had to deal with when it comes to Billy, it's a lot of money to fight that. Like, to get a good lawyer that can keep up with what Billy's doing, that requires a lot of money, time, effort. And if like Carl's a rare breed, because not too many people could really deal with that, but someone needed to like get into the ring and do that. But with all that pressure on Apollo Legend, there was other stuff going on too, but I believe that it was Billy just putting all this pressure on this guy for being one of the people to expose him, that he effectively just took his life. And it was pretty terrible.
Oh, that's awful.
So that's
And who
why
was this? Who was the
YouTuber, his name,
if you said his name, I misunderstood what's happened. So what was this user's name?
Apollo Legend.
Oh, Apollo Legend. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that was because that was more or less in response to what was happening because of Billy Mitchell.
Yeah. And then there are other stuff going on too. Other people spoke about it, but the way that I looked at it, but yeah. It's a sad deal.
And how old was it? Do anybody know how old this person was, or
I
very much about him beyond just being a YouTuber?
I didn't know. It's been years. I know that he pretty much he was like in the nerd scene. He was in the gaming and stuff like that, and he pretty much did videos in the same vein as Carl and other people like that, covering speedrunning stuff. If there was cheaters in the community, if someone broke a legendary record, or if a game got exploited or broken in a way that no one has ever seen before, stuff like that.
Okay.
Then the other guy that Carl and another YouTuber called Some Ordinary Gamers got into it with was this guy's a lot more well known. His name's The Completionist. Now, whereas Billy has pretty much been like a shyster his whole career, The Completionist was actually a real genuine guy for the bulk of his career. What all caused it to come crashing down was he did this he was doing this charity, this like foundation thing for it was like for cancer and various other stuff. And it all started after his mom died from some various illness like that. What effectively happened though was that the money was put into one account. It was never sent to a foundation or anything like that. So effectively, this guy and his family were hoarding the money, and it never went to where it was supposed to go. It wasn't until people started putting pressure on the guy, people like Carl and Mudahar, that's what effectively caused him to do that. There was a Discord call between them, and it was just a bunch, I'm going to step down as like the guy of this foundation. It'll be the last year for this thing. And it's like, it was a whole like horrific deal.
Mm. And it was because it was just another case of somebody grifting money.
Yeah.
It seems
But
like these guys, whether they are speed runners or they are, um, like hung out to dry podcasters, whatever their dilemma might be, the one thing that these guys all have in common is that they don't have any way to make any legitimate money. Certainly not the amount of money that they're making online. Um, and I take it that as the popularity begins to dwindle, that's when the grifting and the scamming and all
well,
that shit kind of begins.
well, that wasn't the case for the completionist. The completionist was doing relatively well before this. Like he was not like Boogie, who was like desolate. He was like you know, it wasn't like a slow downward spiral. His content was doing good for the most part. This was just a case of he's like on the opposite end of Boogie. He was genuine his whole career, and whereas Boogie pretty much sold people a nice guy facade, this guy didn't. It's just that this is what I have to say this too. When it comes to charities and stuff like that, if I see that like with a charity or whatever it is or a foundation that the money goes into an account, then it goes to the place, I don't donate to it because I want the money to go straight to the charity because there's so many things that can go wrong. Your money goes into like this thing, and it's like if there's just a direct link there, that's better. I don't understand why there has to be some like go.
What about if you were going to donate to a beloved chatter?
Oh Christ, yeah, I remember that situation.
A beloved chatter's beloved one.
And wasn't it like $100
Yeah,
that he was
yeah. He ended up
sending?
sending. Stuttering John ended up sending. I've Nikki B's husband like $100 and an iPad Mini that was so old it couldn't be updated. The internet couldn't be played on it. I mean, just a complete sham.
I remember watching
And then Boogie, his bullshit too. Oh, I have cancer. I'm dying. Buy this coin. Like at least this guy wasn't really grifting. I guess he was because his mother died of cancer.
well no,
And
well
he was doing this event.
well we don't know if he did that because of his we don't know if he was using his mother's death to grift. What I'm saying is that maybe they saw the amount of money they got for charity, and rather than having it go where it was supposed to, it was being hoarded. Now, I do believe that there were people in the inside that were because there were so many people involved in this whole thing. I believe there were people on the inside who were influencing him. I'm not defending the guy. If people are able to influence you that, hey, this money that's supposed to go to cancer research, dementia research, and all this other stuff shouldn't go where it's supposed to, yeah, you're a sleaze bag. But,
Oh yeah, 100%. But the other thing, Jim, that I think is so telling, is that these guys, it seems like every single time, no matter who they are, we still haven't quite gotten everything to know about the Hawk Tua situation. Who's to say what's going to happen with her?
I believe there was an update for that posted. Let me see if I can go find it.
All right, because what I was saying is that it seems like whether it's a crypto scam or if it's some sort of live stream uh, phony fundraiser scam, all these guys are getting caught. There's no way that she's going to get away with it, or Boogie was going to get away with it. It just seems to be this never-ending cycle of shit, and they never learn.
I agree. I just the thing with Boogie that kills me is the thing that kills me with Boogie is that it's just there were so many like I've talked about this before, but there were so many inconsistencies with the whole situation that it just oh come on, you piece of shit.
But it was like, well, they detected cancer. They said that it could be cancerous. They said, "Oh, well, I have a chance of developing into like he went from having cancer to almost sort of kind of absolutely having cancer."
I posted a link,
It
but
just it made no sense to me.
well, that and like when you watch his documentary, polycythemia vera isn't even listed in the thing, and then he tries to say, "Oh, I told Mike not to implement that in there." And it's just like, why wouldn't you just have that in there? Like, if you're not going to show people your medical records, it's like, why not just, you know,
Yeah, and he wasn't going to do it. The documentary, I didn't watch the documentary, but you
I
would have assumed that when it came out, if there was any cancer in his body, it would have been a part of the documentary. It would have been a big story with that.
well,
Um,
well, according to him, the guy who made the documentary, saying that he fudged numbers and all this other shit. It's just like, so you're gonna tell me that this guy comes along, he makes this pretty solid documentary, and you're gonna tell me you let him fudge the numbers and all of this other stuff. It's just like, if I'm gonna let a man fudge numbers, maybe I'm gonna have him show people I spent as little as humanly possible on prostitutes.
well, this was the same documentarian, Jimmy, that thought it was a good idea for Boogie and his 21-year-old girlfriend to have funsies in the bathtub.
To be fair, I mean it's an authentic documentary. I'm not saying I wanted to see that, but you know,
But I'm not saying it had to be filmed either. I mean,
well,
come on, Jimmy.
I'm not saying it had to be filmed either. I'm just saying that
So,
I've
but my
seen.
point is that you're fudging numbers, but yet you leave that in. So who is to say what's going on here? It really feels like maybe I'll have to watch it and then come back to you with a point of view that is thoroughly examined. But it seems like the documentary was just to make Boogie look more like a badass, because we've said this before. Boogie has this fantasy. He has
Well,
this fantasy of being the guy that he's not, of being desired by all these women, being looked at as like, the dude. All the guys want to be like him. Everybody wants to be his friend. He wants to walk in and be Mr. Big Shot and be impressionable. All of the things that Boogie is not.
well, he was also using the documentary to make people sympathize for him as much as humanly possible.
Right, exactly. And here's the thing: no one's going to sympathize for you.
No,
Okay,
especially
no one is going to sympathize for you, Steve. Absolutely no one. And this is what we will never seem to understand. I
no,
don't give a fuck how broke he is. He hasn't left he hasn't sold the house.
no.
He's still down there in Arkansas in a
You see,
very
you
he's
see,
in a state. What?
I believe I don't even think he's poor. I think he's playing that up as an act too. I really think he's sitting on a hoard of gold and he's trying to play it off.
You
I
think
mean,
he's
he's
probably got stock? I'd imagine he has a day job of some kind. I doubt if he's still unemployed, albeit from home or not. I take it that the little teeny bopper that's in his house is working. Again, he also, I was going to say this before you made that point of him lying. He's also in Arkansas, one of the lowest cost of living states in the nation. So, there's a lot of inconsistencies. about who Steve is, what Boogie is supposed to be, and then he can also play this up of if like you calling him out on the fact that hey, you still have your house, A, B, and C aren't making any sense. Well, do you think he could say, well, no, Boogie is broke. Steve is a different guy.
No, you know what? For as dumb as he is, I don't think he'd make that argument because it's just like the character is an extension of you. If I make a character called Crazy Eye Joe and he's making $3,000 a month off of skits, the character is an extension of me. I can't say you can't tax me. You have to tax
Yeah,
Crazy Eye
but
Joe.
Boogie, look, Steve's a dumb guy. It's been proven he's a dumb
Of
guy.
course.
And he makes these lies not only see Boogie lies the same way that Stuttering John lies, but the way that John tells lies is that that the more detailed it gets, and the more he's kind of patting himself on the back through the storytelling, it's completely false. With Boogie, it's the more somber he gets. It's the more teary-eyed he gets. It's the more woeful and regrettable that the story becomes that you then know he's completely full of shit. He's just trying to find a way to take the accountability and turn it into, sorrow from his audience. Something that neither creator, shall we say, has a working formula anymore. No one believes Stuttering John, and no one believes Boogie.
No.
Plain and simple.
No. Like, no. And it's just, and the other thing is like, John is getting drunk on stream, basically begging for money, and Boogie is just letting people like Keemstar just abuse him and beat the shit out of him for $2,000 a month. It's just like, so in a weird roundabout sort of way, they are getting their own comeuppance.
Did you see Boogie in the boxing ring at Retropalooza?
I did not. I didn't know he boxed outside of the time that he boxed against Wings of Redemption.
Yeah, he boxed at Lollapalooza. He's married now. Good Lord.
Oh, he married his 21 year.
So he hasn't uploaded a video in over 2 months. Or sorry, no, 12 days ago he put up something for Christmas. He has another video. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, okay. So this is what Boogie thinks. I'm just going to show this to you without any intro.
Okay.
This is what Boogie thinks his audience in 2024 is interested in seeing.
Hi.
Hi.
Well,
What
do you think about everything? Christmas
Still doing,
spirit?
he's still doing Francis.
Having a lot of fun playing it. That's what I think. What do you
Your
think?
game? Yeah, your game's freaking all right, but
What?
what about everything else?
What everything? The Christmas decorations?
Yes, everything that
Yeah,
I'm
you
doing.
did a great job with it. Congratulations. I don't really care. I don't really
What?
care about that. I care about my game. Look, let me show you something, okay? Let me show you. I've been
Oh,
decorating.
by the
too.
way, hold on.
Look at my house in this game.
Hold on. You got to
Look
get back. Is that the TV of a poor man?
Yeah.
Look
Look at all those Christmas decorations. You know they got decorations outside of their house too.
And also, too, look how spacious. Watch when the camera goes up. Look how spacious the entire back of that room is.
Congratulations.
Watch.
I don't really care. I don't really
What?
care about that. I care about my game. Look, let me
I
show you
also have
something.
to.
Let me show
I
you.
also
I've
have
been
to point something else out.
Yeah.
He's also trying to. It seems like he's trying to lean back into Francis, but that's like that era is way past gone.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, dude. So Boogie, he's trying to have some type of feel-good moment now that he's kind of came out the other side of this fatty coin thing. And Keemstar's going to keep him around. The base that is involved in any of this nonsense isn't going to outright abandon him, at least not yet. So what he has left is trying to go back to the days where he was a beloved YouTuber.
Yeah, but the other thing is that one of the reasons why Francis worked was because it's not to say you can't do shock value stuff or you can't do brutal skits anymore. It's just that that was back when YouTube was an unknown landscape. So a character like Francis could not only get away with it, but you could thrive.
Right, and not only that too, there's a lot less people that are interested in laughing along with someone who they know is horrible.
Well, the other thing too is that a lot of and Boogie's not the only person guilty of shedding away from this edgy persona, as I call it. H3 did it, though he's kind of coming back. iDubbbz is also a pretty bad case of trying to shed the whole edginess in your career as being shit. There's a few YouTubers I can think of that pulled back on the edginess and still maintain their audience, or at least a liking. Like Filthy Frank decided he didn't want to do edgy skits or anything like that anymore, and he wanted to follow a music career. And what he decided not to do was to not spit in his audience's face and just respect his audience and say, hey, I'm not going to do this edgy stuff anymore. I want to pursue music, but I thank you guys who support the content and everything. That not only makes it to where people are going to follow your new career, you might not have everyone follow you along, but even those who don't follow you along will give you the blessing. And then you got someone like Boogie who's trying to do it's like he does a 360 and he's trying to do a 360 again. It's just like,
yeah. Well, let's go ahead and jump back into the return of Francis on Christmas morning, as he's playing his video games, and his daughter, girlfriend that he says is like raising a daughter, comes into the living room and tries to get him off his fat ass.
Decorating too. Look at my house in this game. Look at it. It's all decorated up for Christmas. There's trees everywhere.
Oh my
Santa Claus on the roof and everything.
Good for you. Good job.
Look at that little goat. This little thing on the tree. I'm in the Christmas spirit. Is that what you're trying to do? Get me in the spirit?
The actual Christmas spirit? Yes. Not this fake bull.
This is real. This is real to me. It's real to me. And you know that. What do you even...
Okay. What a place to pause. I cannot think of a more unoriginal, unfunny, untalented sack of shit than this guy. And things like this are evident of it. Whatever charm that he had, whatever humor that he had, whatever mystique that he had in these days, it's so far gone. You hit it on the head. It is so far gone and so moot of a point that he comes across like a jackass in this video. It's not funny. It's not enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, it's basically saying, hey guys, you know how my biggest come up on YouTube was my Francis skits and they used to be good? What if I did them again, but they're even shittier? And my my new wife, who looks like my old wife, except if she was my daughter's, if I had a daughter that age.
Right, like what is he talking about? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like
here's my carbon copy wife that's a lot younger.
Yeah, basically, and they have it's just,
and the weird tattoos and just the whole thing. She was clearly a stripper.
I could care less about the tattoos. It's just,
I'm just saying, I don't care that, but I'm saying, she was clearly a stripper is my point, Jimmy.
Well, you would have to. I mean, why would you want to marry Boogie at this point in your life? How bad is your self-esteem to where you look at that and say, that's a man right there?
Maybe she enjoys the romantic drives to Cape Girardeau to buy weed.
Why don't they just call Stuttering John to send them some?
Well, that's in Nebraska. They send it a few hours.
Hey, you know what? Stuttering John's is a riveting man. He'll figure it out.
Oh, could you imagine them two on a show together? Fucking John and Boogie.
I sadly would pay good money to see that happen. Who is this Francis character? I can't do Stuttering John impressions and believe that to you. I can't do it.
Oh, shit.
What do you even want from me? I don't know what you want.
Oh, and by the way, okay, do you think that Boogie will sit in front of his fireplace and tell us how poor he is?
Of course. And he'll have a cup too and be like, please, sir, I haven't been paid. Like some fucking skivvy.
I want to celebrate Christmas because it's in a couple of days, honey.
Okay, yes, all right. We've been dating a year. It's our first Christmas.
More than a year and a couple months.
Okay, all right.
To be exact.
Wait. So is Francis dating this chick?
No. Francis is well, here's the thing. Francis has been dead for quite some time. Boogie quite literally grabbed some defibrillators and just fucking resurrected the motherfucker and said, gotta drag this corpse around just a little longer.
Francis looks a little long in the tooth these days.
Francis is just like, just shoot me, please. I don't want this.
Shit.
YouTube, don't fucking censor it. I'm not telling him to actually shoot himself. You fucks.
I am.
You cocksucker.
What did I get you?
Okay, you
nothing. I got you nothing. That's what you probably get.
No, you're gonna give me more than nothing. You're gonna give me more than a freaking card. That's right. It's
Okay,
gonna
well,
be,
guess
it's
what?
gonna be more than a card this year.
He looks like the guy that asked to see your receipt at Walmart.
No, he looks like one of Santa's elves that made it on a very special list, and they're like, it's like how Thor got banished from Asgard in the first Thor movie. Boogie's
he
basically
he looks like the event coordinator for Epstein Island.
He looks like Peter Griffin's long lost cousin.
I'll go get Christmas shopping. Okay, I'll get some for Leo. I'll get some for Sammy. I'll get some for the fishes. They need something. Look at that. Everybody.
They're fine. Don't worry about our fish.
And then I'll be done with Christmas shopping. Well, no, I'm forgetting something. All right.
Yeah, you're forgetting about me.
I got to see what sales are on sale for me because I this TV's starting to go out. I got to get a new TV.
Nope.
That laptop's fried. I need to get one of those.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you want? What do you want? What do you want for Christmas?
I don't know. Love,
like
attention.
Like you ain't got plenty already.
Going for freaking Christmas lights, looking around at lights.
Jesus Christ. Is this what it's like?
Drinking hot cocoa.
To date somebody during Christmas? Is this what it's like?
Yeah, this is what it's like to not be
Because you know what I used to get my sister? Nothing. You know what I used to get David? Nothing.
We're not talking about them. I don't care
am
about
talking
your
about
sister or David. We're not talking about them.
Well, guess what you're getting for Christmas? Nothing. I'm a creature of habit.
No, you're going to give me more than that.
Yeah. This is absolutely distasteful.
It's like you got Hallmark movies, and then you have the meme of I want X thing, and then your mom's like, but we have X thing at home, and it shows X thing at home.
Yeah.
Basically, the meme is, Mom, I want to see a Hallmark movie, but we have a Hallmark movie at home. The Hallmark movie at home.
Right. Awful.
The way that Francis is being played here, this is why it doesn't work. You can't play Francis as like the Scrooge. You're trying to it just doesn't work.
Especially when we know this is how he talks to her in real life, dude.
Oh, I know. Like I said, I don't wish her any ill will or anything, but there has to be like some self-esteem issues or some damage there, because why? Why would you put yourself through all of that? Unless she's going to be one of those gals that drains the bank account of a YouTuber and then hitches on to the next one that's falling off but still has a bit of a nest still.
Yeah, I mean, look. I'm sure. I don't know anything about this girl. I don't know where she's from. I don't know anything about her life. I really don't want to pontificate too deeply into that. But
Yeah.
I'm assuming that if she, I mean, is she from Arkansas? Do we know?
I don't know where she's from. I don't know a whole lot about her just because my problem isn't really too much with her. My problem is with him. All that I know is that when they met, she was like I believe 19. There there were people who were trying to allege that she was like 16, and for as much as I don't like Boogie, there was nothing to indicate that was true. I said to people, 19 is really no better because he's like old enough to be your father. It's pretty, you know.
Right, especially Boogie as a guy who has never had any children, being married a second time and saying that this time around it's like raising a daughter.
It's
It just
yeah, it's like
it's
yeah,
creepy.
it's like great, which
We've
is
discussed this when on previous episodes. It's
of
it's
course
creepy.
yes.
Um, but nevertheless, I want to keep going with this just to show you that if you think that it's bad now, just give it a second here.
Me more
Okay.
than nothing, because
Oh,
I
she
provided plenty for you.
Yeah, you're doing a pretty good job.
And you know for a fact she did all that by herself.
Of course.
I mean, a lot. In previous years,
A
it'd be
pretty good
stacked
job.
way higher. Is how many is under? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Really?
5.
Really?
Is that 5? Is that only 5? And none of them are that big.
It's more than zero.
Like that one there could be a PlayStation Pro. So I'm excited about it. Is that one a PlayStation Pro?
What?
I don't know, maybe. I don't even know. I don't even care. You're kind of ruining my free.
That one could be you're on your fat ass playing whatever game system you're playing. She clearly wants you to turn off the game and be a person. And now you're trying to determine what kind of job does she have to buy you a PlayStation Pro? Like I'm trying to figure this out. Like is it like is this supposed to be funny? Or is this
Yeah,
literally him badgering her in this Francis voice and making her film it?
you'll have to like for you to get the context, you would have to watch older Francis skits. But anyone in this audience that we have, no matter how small it is, who knows what the original Francis skits were, the reason why the original Francis skits work is because there was no media really poking at the more horrific side of what nerds could be. You had media that pointed out, ooh, they wear glasses, they have braces, they have a lisp. Sometimes they
Yeah, I remember the old Francis skits when he would smack the
Yeah.
entire table, or he was playing Dungeons and Dragons and he would overturn the whole. Yes, I remember those skits.
The reason why those worked is because, yet again, it was a different culture, but because no one was really making skits like that. And it was raising valid points as well, that there were like nerds can be shitty sometimes, like especially in competition, like whatever it may be. And it's, he also presented a point that sometimes it really was the fat neck beardy types that were just the creatures that made the community look worse. That's why those skits worked, is because no one was really doing them and they hit all their targets precisely. Here,
and he was also a likable guy back
Yeah.
then too. He was known as like the nicest guy on earth in those days.
yeah, he was like the Mr. Rogers of YouTube. The reason why it doesn't work here is because, one, the facade is way past exposed. Two, look, I'm not saying you can't be mean-spirited in a skit. South Park is mean-spirited, but I enjoy South Park. I accept South Park's going to be mean-spirited, but sometimes you either have to be mean-spirited with a purpose, or it has to be funny or something. Here, it's just oh, honey, you put up Christmas lights. How nice. Move out of the way. Let me finish my game. And, while you're at it, why don't you go make me a sandwich, you dumb broad. Like, it's just like.
But again, but even then, too, again, he's asking about the gifts. Am I getting a PlayStation Pro? Like, obviously, it's Francis being annoying, but unfortunately, we know so much about Boogie now that this isn't a sketch. This is him harassing this girl
Yeah.
with a lisp and thinking he's funny.
Yeah. And also,
Right.
and also, if for a guy who's supposed to be hurting for money and stuff like that, PlayStation Pro, when we talked about it on here a while back, it was like $700, and if you want a disc drive, it's like $50 more. So it's like,
Right. Where's he getting that kind of money from?
exactly.
Super chats, maybe.
Right now.
Well, I know
And what kind of job does she have?
She doesn't I know for a fact she doesn't have a job. She is, and this is why I keep pointing this out. How bad does your life have to be when you're relying on Boogie to be your provider at the current moment?
Well, again, that's why I was trying to figure out where she is from. If there's a history of drugs, if she has parents, what's going on? Because maybe she moves to Arkansas. It's an easy life. It's a nice town, perhaps. She can just stay inside. His house is probably paid for. The money that he does get from Keemstar and from Super Chats is enough to sustain their life. And obviously, we know he takes her up to Missouri to buy her weed and all that kind of stuff. So maybe her life is just, it's not too eventful. It's not too lavish, but she's hanging in there.
So I don't know what the relationship with her mother and father are, but because both of them were in the picture, both of her parents are in the picture, and the only drug that I know that she's done is weed, and she has to smoke a fuck ton of it to be sociable because she has social anxiety or some shit.
Right. So she's not okay. So I wouldn't even call that like a drug. I would just say,
Okay.
But what I want to know though is, how does mom and dad feel about this fucking guy?
I don't know. I could imagine. Let me ask you, how would you and Faith feel if your daughter was dating this, if you had a kid? Like, just,
Well, you see that plug back there?
Yeah.
That's his life support. We're going to pull it.
Well, you going to pull it and just wrap it around?
What?
Yes. Holy shit. I think if my daughter brought him home, I would drop them both off at a dog kennel.
Jesus.
I would take them both to a kill shelter and drop them off out front.
Oh, shit.
If you let me open the big one, it could be a PlayStation Pro right now. It's early Christmas.
Are you kidding me? You're already playing this enough.
Right. Oh my gosh. This is angering me. This isn't funny.
No.
This is on the Xbox.
You're
This is
gonna
the
lie.
Series X. I
You're
don't
gonna
even have the
lie.
Pro.
I'm sorry.
For
You're gonna
PlayStation.
lie.
This isn't even on the PlayStation. Look on the PlayStation controller now. Jordy got a PlayStation Pro. Why don't I get one?
I bet he freaking waited.
I want it today. Can I get it today? Is that what it is? Look, okay, listen.
I bet he did peer pressure his freaking wife or girlfriend or whatever he freaking has. I bet
and that look right there. That look right there. When he's not getting Super Chats.
No, that's the look of when the cameras are off.
Yes. No, dude. Right.
He's even got the pimp stance. Look at that. He's got
here. Watch. This is how every conversation goes between the two of them. Right here.
Peer pressure her into freaking getting her in fucking presents and opening up presents.
Well,
exactly
okay, you're new to this house, so
and her voice is maybe because she's such a young girl, but she sounds very playful, and I can't tell if she's just bad acting or if she's getting kind of annoyed with him. But he gets these very young girls, and you know what else I'm noticing, Jimmy? The way that he's sitting right now. Maybe you and I are misreading this. Maybe it's not, I'm going to drop the hammer. He is sitting here like he is the jaded father and she's the disobedient teenager. and he has to lay down the law.
Yeah, listen here, Missy.
Right.
I want my PlayStation Pro now.
What a piece of shit.
Other things are done in my house that you live in now. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
This is how things are done in my house that you live in now.
If you keep this up, you'll have to sleep outside.
Right. Like, what the fuck?
Fine, tell me the rules.
David will always give me an early Christmas.
There's no way that she finds him attractive. There's no way that she finds anything about this guy physically attractive.
No, you know what you brought up earlier, that this is the father trying to discipline their disobedient teenage daughter. Instead of setting a firm example, he's doing the same thing. He's got his arms crossed and he was like, well, so and so did that for me. It's just like,
yes, he's talking like the child.
Yeah.
Holy shit. What size shirt you think that is there, Jim?
Planetary.
How many X's are before the L on that collar? Good 5 or 6.
Longer than most binary code.
Shit, yeah. I would say at least a 6X.
Christmas present.
Oh my gosh!
And when I got an early Christmas present.
Holy shit! Look where that shirt ends.
And when I got an early Christmas.
You see that?
It's almost like it almost looks like those things they give you in the hospital, like the
right where
where
this is open in the back.
Yeah.
Christmas present from my sister. We went viral with it. I noticed that you're filming as usual.
Yeah, I'm filming this because I was proud about our house and decorations and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's real
but
nice.
no.
I will upload it later. Let me open a present. So I'll call it.
Let you open a
Francis
present?
gets an early Christmas present.
No,
Everybody will be so excited.
No. We open up that present. You're not going to be making no videos. You're going to be playing that game.
Yeah, after I open it, I'm going to hook it up and play it, and I'll play this on the.
So PlayStation Pro, is that just the new PlayStation?
It's basic. It's a scam. No, it's basically a place. It's PlayStation 5 Pro. It's a scam.
Oh, okay.
It's just 200. It's $200 more for a bunch of horse shit is all that it is. It's really not that impressive. We talked about this on an episode a few months back.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of horse shit.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I think I do remember us talking about
Yes.
that now. Yeah.
PlayStation.
No.
They don't have crossplay, so I still have to play on the
You're going to have
Xbox.
to wait. I was going to consider if you had me a present or anything,
I'm
but
not
you ain't got
gonna
me
wait.
anything.
I'm not getting you anything for Christmas. Get it through your tiny little skull. Just because you're my girlfriend, just because you took my virginity, doesn't mean you're getting anything for Christmas. I ain't never got nobody nothing for Christmas. I ain't about to start.
Okay, so now he's hamming it up. Now he's trying to be funny.
Dude, I wrote better fan fiction than this when I was 15,
What a
man.
place to pause.
How
by the way.
embarrassing is that?
What a place to pause.
Yeah.
I don't get this, man.
No, that's the face of a that's the face of a that's what the Sigma male is. That's what perfection is. We just haven't reached it yet.
You understand? Do you understand? You're not getting anything. Happy holidays. Here's what you're getting for Christmas. One of these and another one of these on a second day of Christmas. Your true love gave to you.
You're screwed.
Fuck you.
You're screwed.
Fuck you. Why did you give me your phone? Oh my God. Oh my God. Is this what it's like to date women?
So it only has 20,000 views.
Oh my
by the
God.
way.
I'm gonna
Pause that quickly.
that could be PlayStation.
Yeah.
Is this what it's like to date women? No,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
This is what. No, this is this would be what it's like if Animal Planet did a documentary on fucking neckbeards. The
It
neckbeard
says,
in its
Here we
natural
go.
habitat.
Look, this is what we thought. What happened to selling your house, Tipples?
Oh, I knew the.
He responded, started making very good money through Locale Live, actually able to start saving again. Thank God for miracles like this one. Boogie is such a.
Told
Oh,
you.
what-
He conveniently has the money now. It's like he realized that the money ran out for this, or like he couldn't scam people anymore, so he has to go back to Lolcow Live is paying me well, and
Thank God for miracles. Boogie, shut up.
Bro, I think that, or it could be. Honey? Honey, are you okay?
You know this poor girl doesn't want to be on camera.
probably not.
I'm sorry. I know I went a little bit hard.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody is enjoying this video at all. It's weird that Francis is kinder than Boogie now.
Ooh, that is true.
This is hard to watch. Well, that was just god awful. The Francis stuff used to be pretty funny. This was the most low energy, hands down, worst Francis sketch I've ever seen.
Mm.
It's a complete betrayal of everything that made the character funny. Just give it up, man.
Called it. See that people get it, man.
Yeah. It says, "Why do you think it's funny to treat her badly?" Yeah, you and I said that from the jump. He is harassing her.
Yeah.
And he's calling this content. And for some reason, she is so subservient to all of this that, again, like you said, Jimmy, she's a young girl. She could easily go, she could probably go to college and just have a life of her own. But she's choosing to live with this fat, annoying fuck. Like, why?
Like I said, I don't know what
the money with that.
I don't know what is all going on up here, you know.
It wasn't that I mean, look, yeah, it was a little far. Can I come in? Can you unlock the door, please? Unlock the door. Unlock the door. I will go through this thing. I own this house. Jesus Christ. I don't know how to do this. Honey? Don't call me Scrooge. Honey?
I called it.
Merry Christmas.
You fucking douchebag.
And also, again, Jim, once again, here is the father. Honey, come on, it's time to come out. Scrooge, no, honey, don't call me Scrooge. It's time to go to school. Let's go. Come on, you're going to be late. Like, you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. It's just...
Oh, I got to take a shower after the show.
You want me to get us a Starbucks hot cocoa? I will get a hot cocoa. But you got to unlock the door.
You know, oh man, if this is an insight into the marriage or the relationship or whatever, can someone just call animal control on Boogie?
Get him locked up, put him back in his cage.
Yes, get him euthanized, perhaps.
Can you unlock the door?
Oh, no.
And you're gonna record her crying? Okay. Wow. That's
So no, this is not her acting. He really upset her, dude.
Yeah.
This is fucked.
Have you really been crying? Yeah. You're not supposed to cry on Christmas. There's no crying.
Dude, okay, as a married guy, I'm going to tell you right now, I know this face. This is not a face that you record. Okay?
No.
This is a sign that you have fucked up bad.
You just don't do that. You just don't do that to people in general. You can't berate and beat the fuck out of someone and then go up to him and be like, "Oh, are you crying? Let me get the camera out and let me record it."
And also, too, you realize he's like 17 of her.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Well, you hurt my feelings. You already said it. No.
Have a seat. Please sit down. I get you stuff all the time. Don't I get you Arby's?
Well, okay. All right. Oh. Dude, I get you.
You Arby's. You're making it sound like that's a luxury, man.
Okay,
I got you some chicken sliders last week.
Is this meant to be funny? Did he write this sketch? I don't believe he did. I really do think that he had her start recording. He was acting like an asshole. And this is all just him. Just every time you think that he realizes that he makes himself look like an asshole, you realize he does it out of sport. Either that or he is so dense and he is so socially inept that he really thinks that people are going to pass this along as a comedy sketch. It's one of the two, Jimmy. And you know about this guy more than I do.
Given that he used to write, I presume that he wrote it because he's, for as much as I don't like the guy, he does write his own skits. And maybe in his mind, he thought that this was funny. I don't know how you realistically. And you know what? In the beginning of the skit,
he's not in on it, dude. There's no way.
Of course. Yeah, then that's the thing. He's hamming it up and he's playing this role. And like you said, I don't think she's very good at acting because she doesn't have to. She shouldn't have to be a stellar actor for these skits. If she wants to be a part of the skits, that's fine. But it's, his ex-wife was a part of the skits and some other people were a part of the skits too. But here, the thing is that they had bare minimum interaction. He was the star as he was supposed to be.
I don't remember him talking to the ex on camera the way that he talks to her.
She was never on camera. No, she was off camera, but you could hear her. She was always kept out of the
right. And it was clearly so meant to be a goof, and it was so silly. He did not talk to her the way that he talks to this girl here. No.
Did I get you Starbucks? Did I get you McDonald's?
Yeah.
Don't that count?
No. You see,
no, that doesn't. You douche. Are you insane?
Like he's gaslighting her in the most. Like, okay, this is what a deadbeat father would do. He would say, "Oh, well, when we get pizza and we go to the movies, I took you
to Disneyland when you were 5." You fucking. I know you're 21, almost 22, but remember 16 to 17 years ago when I took you to Disneyland?
Oh, you didn't want the copy of Ghostbusters I bought for you? Well, I'm going to keep it. I didn't know you didn't like Ghostbusters no more. Oh, ridiculous. What an asshole.
Yeah.
I know you got a dinosaur for yourself, but I would have got you a dinosaur if they sold that at like a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
If they sold that at is this the only time this fat fucker is out and about is when he's at a restaurant?
Of course. I mean,
and you hear he's not even at restaurants. You hear where he's eating. He's supposed to be. Isn't he supposed to be cutting out the Dr. Pepper and the Mountain Dew? And here this fucker is going to Arby's. And
No. He's allowed to drink Diet Mountain Dew. Remember, it has carcinogens. It's Dr.
Oh, okay. So he's eating He's eating Diet Big Macs and diet meat and cheeses and
those have carcinogens. They're doctor approved.
What a piece of shit this guy is. Oh, I hate him. I don't care if it's supposed to be funny or not. I hate him.
It may be my soon-to-be wife. If that ever happens, I'll tell her, honey, these are diet pizza rolls. They're doctor approved.
But dude, look at the corner of the screen here. Look at her face.
I know
I want to ask you a fair question.
Yeah.
Okay, because maybe we're hamming it up a little ourselves here. Does this look like a girl? Does this look like someone who's about to kind of want to laugh? Like maybe that's a little bit of a smirk coming up there.
You would have
Maybe
to.
she's in on the joke.
Maybe
Or
you have
is
to
she what?
play it. I want to see what her face does because it's.
Yeah, because I'm not too sure now.
I mean, we eat out a lot, right? That counts.
Okay, so she's kind of
That's kind of like dates.
Food doesn't.
right. You shoving your fat ass with food while she eats like two croutons is not fun for her.
I want you to imagine, like, you give me all of this, you fuck around with me with the stuff in my house, but, heaven forbid if I get married someday and my wife wants to be like, hey, let's sit on the couch and have some hot cocoa. And that could be like, honey, I'm in the middle of being shit at a game right now. Can you wait? My God, it'd be like, yeah, like, give me a second. But instead, it's
No,
insane,
I
dude.
give you shit because you more or less just have a 4-bedroom man cave, and it's exactly what I thought your house was going to be. That's why I think it's funny. That is not this. This is pitiful. I would not want to record this. How did you edit and upload this?
Money.
Only 20,000 viewers. It can't be a whole lot of money. Not what he's used to.
Well, for Boogie, any dollar helps nowadays.
Food is food.
You ruin your own surprise. You know this.
What surprise?
Oh my God! Here, take the thing. Jesus Christ!
What are you talking about?
Shut up!
Okay. You know what, Jimmy? I think you're onto something. This does look like it's definitely like when you go to the hospital, he's just such a fat fuck that he would need like this would fit a normal person. This would be the length of a normal person's body. Okay.
I would look like a wizard if I wore that.
Exactly. Right. The cloth, the amount of fabric that is supporting his torso would go down to the tips of your toes. Oh, Jesus Christ. And he's screaming at her and he's making her film it. I mean, just come on.
Remember I told you can't go in the closet?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just because of the porn.
What? Oh, I didn't mean to pause it. My bad. Oh, yeah, dude, look into this bathroom. This is not the house layout of a poor guy.
No.
Yet nothing in this video makes him look good.
Though from a distance, that bathroom looks like he's being
Did you
prepped
give
for
me
surgery.
something, honey?
I was going to give you something. It's our first Christmas. Jesus.
So you treat her like shit?
For all of
Tip
that?
her off? You do all of this? You make her cry and then try to say, well, look, I buy you coffee sometimes, you needy bitch?
Or I give you attention sometimes because humans are social creatures, so I suppose I have to do that.
Oh my God.
I don't know what girls like. I was going to get you makeup and shit, but I don't know
I don't
anything
care.
about that. I was going to get you like a Starbucks gift card, but the internet said gift cards are not okay. So I got you this.
What the fuck is that?
I seen it on the TikTok shop when I was watching E-Girls. And E-Girls said,
Oh, you have got to be fucking kidding me. Okay, let me ask you something as a married man, because I already know what's wrong with this. Imagine if next year for Christmas, you got your wife a gift and you said, I saw the strippers really like this, honey. I thought maybe you'd like it too.
No.
You don't do that, man.
No.
Well, the thoughty e-girls on
Can I
TikTok.
tell you what I do? Okay. If I'm looking for something and my mom says, oh, that's really cute. Okay, cool. Then maybe I'll, think about it for faith. Maybe if, I have not done this before, but maybe, you have coworkers that are sensible. Oh, so-and-so thought this would be nice for you. If I would say to my wife that a porn star was talking this up and I just had to get it for you, She would probably flush it and me down the toilet. It's unbelievable.
It would be the first live action attempt at Flushed Away.
Oh yeah, shit! Right back to Doss County.
Aw, thank you.
It's one purple-haired girl with big tits. Really big. They
Oh, you fucker.
You want to try it? You want to see what it's present? Congratulations.
Okay, so he bought her something that a 10-year-old would want. I can't watch any more of this. This is fucking pitiful. And who the fuck is using this treadmill? I just noticed that.
It's first. She might. Oh, okay, to be fair, she might be using it. But the question is, should she be the only one who's using it? Because we know if he steps on there, it's gonna.
Oh my god, that was the absolute worst. That's the absolute worst thing I have ever seen. That might be the unfunniest, most unflattering, most uncharming, most unethical 9-minute. I mean, we did like that was probably 25 minutes just to get through that 8. I don't know what to call this. This is not a sketch. That is. I'm speechless, Jimmy. But literally, you are watching him just be a complete, just a complete abuser.
Yeah. It's awful.
I mean, just completely awful. Oh man, it's in there.
Who was that?
Great. Oh, friend of mine. I am disgusted. Well, so are we.
Yeah.
And to catch you up to speed, yeah, that lisp is fake. That's the character. His name is Francis. But Boogie is a guy named Steve, and that really young girl there is his actual girlfriend. And he's just, yeah. We did a deep dive into him in the past. But as far as the Haktua stuff goes, I will have to. We can talk about that maybe later in the week. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
But my God, what awfulness?
Yeah.
Is what awfulness is Mr. I want his actual name. I don't want to call this
Stephen Williams.
Yes, Stephen Williams. What a diabolical piece of shit. Do we have a first name for the girlfriend? Do we,
Desi or Desiree? It's one of the two.
And his ex-wife is also named Desiree.
Yep. And his ex-wife is also a blonde, as I kind of made the connection that this gal is like a younger version of his ex-wife, basically.
I just don't know what to say. Yeah, it's not funny. Unanimously, YouTube did not find it funny.
No, and someone pointed out something that I pointed out before we looked at the comments that this completely misses the mark of what makes Francis funny to begin with.
Oh, all right, you're best completely. Yes, of course. And but anyway, yeah, that's what Boogie is up to. After not posting for 2 months, that's what he considers to be entertainment. Anyhow, if we have some more time here, I want to get into a little something else. So, our buddy Stuttering John, unfortunately, he has taken down the videos before I was able to retrieve them.
Damn.
But he's back to threatening people, wanting to fight people. He's going to be in Long Island for the rest of the week. Okay, and we know this now. We know that John met up with Kate Meany at the Mexican restaurant there on 34th Street with a
Yep.
bunch of other people. We believe he kissed her, or at least there was a picture where their lips were kind of touching at an angle. And now he's been running on this whole diatribe about how he's fallen in love with Kate and how they've been knocking boots and all of this. Well, we now know, as of this morning, that is all bullshit. And he's taking all the videos down, so I'm going to have to go through Reddit and grab some stuff out. But we will certainly have to go over Stuttering John and what him and Kate, not only what him and Kate Meany have been up to, but the fact that he's now on a rampage. He now wants to go over to South Jersey to Kevin Brennan's house and fight him. When he gets back to Florida, he wants to box Chad Zumach in a ring. He even wants to go to Alabama and pay a little visit to Sholey. I believe none of this will happen.
Okay. If a boxing match happens with Stuttering John, I don't care how much money we have to pay. I want to be ringside for that.
Oh, yes. We're going to go to Cape Coral for that, 100%.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Hold on. I don't know. So, how far was Cape Coral from you?
Maybe 3 to 4 hours.
Oh, okay. So, really not in your general vicinity.
No. Gotta think I was on the opposite end of Miami.
Oh, right. Well, one more thing to get into tonight, because we will be popping our heads in at Stuttering John probably on Wednesday.
Yes.
We have what we do every Sunday. We close the show with our cop cam, and I had to find a way to up the ante because we had Wayne Wacker last time, which was phenomenal.
Oh, that was amazing.
Well, now we have this small town also in Wisconsin, but it's like kind of like almost the size of, kind of like a panhandle town almost.
Yes.
So there's a girl in a bar. Apparently she's drunk and she's underage and she's on the bathroom floor. The cops get there to try to attend to her. There is no girl in the bathroom. It's kind of convoluted at first, but I just wanted to tell you that's kind of how this starts.
Okay.
Oh, it'd be nice if I fucking shared the be nice if I actually presented the screen.
She's away. I'm taking her home. I know her personally. Don't worry, I will never let anything.
We still need to look at her.
Okay, would you like to look at her?
Yes.
Okay, this is perfectly fine, okay? You guys can look at her.
Thank you.
I'm taking her home, yes. I'm just letting you see that she's up, she's okay. I'm taking her home. The chick outside was a little dramatic. You're having some problems with her.
Nope. Men's bathroom.
She's on the bathroom. She was just in here. She was just in here. She was fine though. She was up and fine.
So what's going on here? How do we lose an unconscious person?
You got police here, fire department here. You guys have.
Well, the
This is
woman that
ridiculous.
called, I know. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
The woman
So
that
more or
called,
less,
she was being a
all
little
of the
dramatic. I
all
told
of the
her she was
emergency
acting
units
full.
all show up. All of these first responders are here, and there's no girl in the fucking bathroom. Hold on a minute. What the fuck's going on here? All right, hold on a minute here.
Well, I told her she needed to leave, and she was like, "No, there's a woman unconscious." I was like, "No, she's having a hard time. She was puking. She called an Uber." I told her that's what was happening, and she was like, "Well, I'm going to call the police." I was like, "Okay, well, you can call the police, but she's got an Uber on the way. I don't know what else to do for you." and she was being very freaked out and very dramatic. She was causing a scene. She was causing fight.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not illegal for her to be passed out in the bathroom. We're here to check on her own on her well-being.
Exactly.
So we have no idea where she's at.
The only thing I can assume is that she got in her Uber by the time that I went out there and talked to you guys, because she had called an Uber half an hour before.
I mean, it took me.
There's a lot of this back and forth. The point being is that she's not fucking there anymore. Okay. Well, I want to bounce quickly forward to this guy here, because he is the gold. All right. So this particular guy here is going to try to recant the entire story to the cop. Just try to follow along with his reasoning. He's got like a whole conspiracy of what just went on here.
So there's a taller one who's also blonde with dirty blonde hair, right?
No. She is a 20-year-old girl.
Please stop. The only
Please stop what?
the only people that are in there are the employees right now.
They're not. They're
Jesus
doing
Christ.
bullshit.
Oh yeah, and she's gonna be the real problem. She's the one that called the cops, and she becomes the real problem. This guy here, I guess I take it that she's a friend. Oh, I'll be quiet. No. I'll take care of him, baby. Yeah. Sorry about that. So this this chick here.
Yeah.
My bad. So she's the one that's going to cause all the problems, but he tries to explain what's happening.
I was just in there.
There was
Walk in there with me. They walked out the back door.
Then they did.
walked out the back door.
Then they did.
There is a 20-year-old girl in there
listen.
and her cousin
Okay, listen.
sitting there laying on the bathroom
Listen.
goddamn
There
floor.
are 5 squad.
Passed out.
Oh God. Okay, so
Oh my God.
none of them work here.
Walter Wynn's a
None of them work. She
I
was
hope
okay.
he gets a shot in
She
his
and I were
goddamn
talking, but
mouth.
she came up to me to talk to me. 'Cause
So you see now you see she's threatening the cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so the issue with all of this is that like none of it makes a lot of sense, and the cops leave. Well, then they get called to the gas station. Okay. And
Yeah.
hold on. They get called to the gas station. And
mistreated
Watson
her
was also
cousin.
there.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
She just went to the restaurant. She's talking to some officer about how you guys mistreated her cousin.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
Apparently, you guys weren't listening to how her cousin felt about the situation.
Now, this is the part I wanted to point out to you. Isn't this like every small town idiot ever?
Yeah.
Who's just
They
trying to
think-
socialize with the cops?
And they think they know a lot more than what they actually do because they watch some cop shows.
Well, no, but it's like they're supplying all of this unnecessary information that the police don't even need. They really don't care about. But what's eventually going to happen is they're ultimately going to arrest the girl that called the police, because as far as they're concerned, this is pretty much a false police report. There's nobody in the bathroom. They don't see anyone.
Even though her cousin was under the influence of many alcoholic drinks. I don't know how many, because I walked in there after I worked. Because I work at APT. I was
Like
walking in
going
there
off
for a
topic.
shot.
You see, it says drunkenly off
Going
topic.
off topic, yeah.
Holy fuck.
She's freaking out about how someone drugged her sister or some shit. Now her sister's incoherent and you should give a shit about it because
But I thought it was her cousin, and now it's a sister. This guy is fucking ridiculous.
Well, he's shit faced, to be fair.
I care about her. I'm like, dude, that's okay. So that's your sister or your friend.
What's
or,
funny was she didn't tell me any of that. She didn't tell me it was her sister, cousin, brother.
She's saying all sorts of shit, to be
Oh, dude,
honest.
she's-
I feel like
she's
she's just trying to get an excuse in to get away from
her boyfriend who's standing right there.
I'm giving him the thumbs up because honestly, he talked to me.
Okay, I've had enough of this guy.
All right.
Long with the short of it is, she comes out of the bathroom and she takes a swing.
Well, I
I'm with-
just walked out of the bathroom.
Come on.
Walter is
Come on.
no, he's arresting me.
Come on.
Before going any further,
Is arresting me. Bitch, get off me! Get
What's
off me! I'm doing nothing to you.
Boom!
You did this, bitch. You did this. You did
Hands
this.
behind your back.
Put
your hands behind your back.
Get off me. Oh, I punched him in the face.
You punched him in the face. You jumped on the ground, dumbass.
Okay.
You did that.
Okay.
You're going to jail. You have your $2 at home.
And this guy is still going on and on and on.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is that her stuff?
Yeah.
All right, well,
You could have got my car
Thank
home.
you.
Now look what happened. Why would you do this? Why would you do this?
Put your hands behind your back. Or she slipped out of it. She slipped out.
Oh,
All right.
Christ.
So the point that I was trying to get, the greatest part of all of this
Yes.
is she eventually gets to this holding station where she won't stand up. She's being a big pain in the ass. And finally they shackle her.
You can suck it.
You want to stand up?
When did you read my Miranda rights?
Do you want?
When did you
I don't
read
have
me?
to. I'm not asking
Why
you
do you not?
questions.
Why do you not? You f***ing arrested me and have me in f***ing handcuffs.
I'm not asking you
How did
questions.
you not have to read me
Will you
my
stand
Miranda
up so I
rights?
can adjust the
I'm gonna
handcuffs?
get you. I'm gonna get you, Walter man. I hope you know that.
Do that.
I hope you know that. I'm gonna get you, Walter man. It was from Marvin. I'm sorry, what?
Those are only when you're being asked questions.
Oh,
They're not
so
asking you
you
any
can
questions.
just detain me, arrest me, pull me in here for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. If you think so.
I mean,
So
you
what?
wasted
What
their
did I do?
time.
I loosened them up for you.
You tighten them? You feel good, Freddie? You feel good, Freddie? You're so funny. I hope your wife eats. I hope your kids eat. Hey, karma's a bitch, motherfucker. It comes around threefold, right? Right? Hey, you.
Keep in mind, she's the one who allegedly called the cops. If her sister is so drunk and in need of help, why did she do all of this?
Because
She stopped talking about the sister as soon as she got to the as soon as she got apprehended, the sister talk ended.
yeah.
What is your name? What is your name? You, right there. What is your name?
Oh boy. Oh, that's too fucking funny.
It's great.
But anyway, that was kind of a dud segment. It was better the first time through. But certainly a fun time this week, or at least this episode. We'll have to definitely get more into Boogie. I'm gonna have to take, since I have the day off tomorrow, I may have to spend a little bit of time watching some of his most recent videos. I need to see the dynamic between him and this girl. We might have to dig into this deeper.
Of course.
Because there's shit that just not rubbing me the right way about that guy.
Yeah.
But tonight was fun. We're still working out the kinks. We are going to have more information about the game show
Yes.
when it drops, but for now, thank you.
Yep.
Mainly, I guess just Joe. She's been here the whole time.
Yeah.